Hello friends, our today's topic is nucleophilic reaction, substitution nucleophilic reaction. That is very important part for 12th boards as well as JEE mains and advanced level, because there are so many questions which come from this topic. So we have basically two type of reactions, substitution reactions, SN1, SN2, substitution nucleophilic bimolecular, substitution nucleophilic unimolecular reaction. So we will discuss in detail what are these reactions, what is their reaction mechanism, what are the factors affecting them, and in the last, what is the stereochemistry, means after the reaction is complete, what is the stereochemistry involved in these two type of reactions. So first of all, let us start with the SN2 mechanism. What is the meaning of SN2 mechanism? SN2, S for substitution, N for nucleophilic, 2 for bimolecular. Why it is bimolecular? We'll discuss why it is called bimolecular, because there are two molecules involved in the rate of reaction equation. This SN2 or substitution nucleophilic bimolecular reaction, it is also known as associative reaction and interchange reaction, interchange mechanism. It is also known as, these two names are also we have for this reaction mechanism. So what is SN2 mechanism? Basically nothing. We have tetrahedral carbon which is attached with 4 different groups. There is one leaving group, okay, we will write here leaving group Lg, and the incoming nucleophile, right? This tetrahedral carbon, these 4 bonds, these are represented, these 2 lines, they represent the bonds present in between the plane, because in tetrahedral there are 4 bonds, we have 3 axes. This dark side means this hydrogen is towards us, this dash hydrogen, this is means this hydrogen is away from us. So these are this is the representation. So this nucleophile, it will come, it will attack on this carbon, leaving group will leave this carbon, and we are getting a product formed with the new nucleophile, whatever it will be. So in this reaction mechanism, we can see there is the inversion of geometry, but it is always not the inversion. Sometimes there is retention of geometry also, that we will discuss. So this is the basic thing. What is this reaction? One incoming nucleophile will come, it will attack on the carbon, tetrahedral carbon, leaving group will leave the carbon, and nucleophile, this incoming nucleophile will make a bond, and we will get the product formed in this reaction, right? So if we in this reaction, the product that is formed with an inversion of the tetrahedral geometry at the atom, right? So if we discuss about the mechanism of this SN2 reaction, it is very simple. We have carbon, right, 4 bonds. Suppose chloride here is the leaving group, and bromide is the incoming nucleophile. So in most of the time, maximum time, the attack is at 180 degree to leaving group. This is important. The attack of nucleophile is 180 degree to the leaving group, or it is the proper backside attack, right? It is because if this bromide is attacking from the front side, then there will be this steric entrance. So the attack may not be proper. Attack can be there, but it may not be proper. So due to that, most of the times the attack is from the back side. So this is the first step. It is a single step mechanism. Now when this bromide is attacking on this carbon, central carbon, this carbon acts as the pentavalent carbon. Actually there are not 5 bonds which this carbon forms. So it shows like CH3, Cl, now this dotted line so many books, so many authors, they are writing that this carbon acts as the pentavalent, but we know the valency of carbon is always 4. So what is this? This dotted line shows that when the bond between this carbon and chloride is breaking, in the same time the bond between this bromide and carbon is forming. Means it is, suppose this is the central carbon, right? And this is the leaving group, this is the incoming nucleophile. So it will leave, in the same time the incoming nucleophile will form the bond. It is a simultaneous process. At the same time one bond is breaking, another bond is forming here. So this is the intermediate state, sorry, this is the transition state here, right? This is the transition state via which the carbon acts as the pentavalent, but carbon cannot act pentavalent. So one bond is forming, another bond is breaking down simultaneously. At the end, the product we are getting is carbon CH3 this is the product that we are getting in this reaction mechanism, in this reaction, SN2 reaction. Now we can clearly see the geometry is inverted. Geometry is inverted like the umbrella when it is going to upside from downside, when there is a big flow of air, right? Exactly the geometry is inverted in this reaction mechanism, right? So in this SN2 there is inversion of geometry, but sometimes there is the retention of geometry also. That is the case when the attack is from backside. That backside attack is not preferred and it is not a proper attack. But there are two things. Note, for the stereochemical aspect, what is the stereochemistry of the product formed? If it is a backside attack, there will be inversion of the geometry. Inversion of geometry, we know. Inversion of geometry means D can be changed from L. If it is a L, it will be changed to D, means levo will be changed to dextro. If it is a dextro molecule, it will be changed to levo in the product. If there is a front side attack, means there is retention of geometry. Clear? So if it is a front side attack, levo reactant will be converted to levo product, dextro will be converted to dextro product. Why it is happening? The main reason for this is that the incoming nucleophile is a strong nucleophile, right? When it is coming with a lot of charge, with a lot of negative charge, hydrogen and this methyl group, they will be affected with its negative charge. So ultimately these three groups which are attached to the central carbon, they are also having electrons. This is negative charge, electron is negative. Electron repulsion will force the inversion of geometry in the product, right? If the geometry is already inverted, like if it is a D form, if you have to attack it from the front side, so this bromide will leave and the incoming nucleophile, it is already in the other side. So this negative charge cannot more repel these three groups attached to the carbon. So that's why the retention of geometry is there, right? In simple way, if we have an umbrella, there is a big blow of air from the downside, it will go to the inverted side, right? That is the inversion of geometry. If the umbrella is already inverted and there is again a big blow of air, then it will not go anywhere. That big blow of air will keep the inverted umbrella as inverted. So that is your backside attack and front side attack, right? Backside attack, inversion of geometry. Front side attack, retention of geometry is there. Always keep in mind, this is important. Generally we are taught in books that there is always the inversion of geometry, right? But some cases there is retention of geometry is also there. That is not discussed much because it is not much in your books. One more thing, the rate of reaction is directly proportional to the concentration of incoming nucleophile, right? As well as the alkyl halide. The concentration of nucleophile and alkyl halide. That is the reason why it is called bimolecular, because the rate of reaction depends upon two molecules, not alone on one, either nucleophile or alkyl halide. It is depending upon two molecules, nucleophile as well as the alkyl halide. This is the reason substitution is taking place. This chloride is substituted, this leaving group is substituted with the another incoming nucleophile. Substitution is there. Nucleophile, substitution with the nucleophile, bimolecular, rate of reaction depends upon two molecules. So this is your SN2 mechanism. There are some factors which affect the reaction. First of all, it is favorable for the unhindered site. Unhindered means, what is the meaning of unhindered? We discussed here the steric hindrance. What is that? Steric hindrance means if there are some bulky groups, that bulky group will hinder or forcefully stop the incoming nucleophile to enter. CH, H and Cl. This is your methyl, right? Then CH3, H. This is your primary carbon. This is secondary carbon, and then we have tertiary carbon. Now steric hindrance is maximum in this case because it is a very bulky group. This is alkyl group. I have written on the methyl. If I replace this thing with R, all of them with R, then they are what? They are the alkyl group. Alkyl can be anything, right? So bigger the alkyl group, more is the steric hindrance. More is the steric hindrance means there is a much difficulty for the incoming nucleophile. Now the factors. First is the unhindered backside attack of substrate makes carbon nucleophile bond formation easy. Least steric hindrance is in methyl, then primary, then secondary, then tertiary. याद रखना, जितनी कम स्टीरिक हिंड्रेंस होगी उतना इजीली कार्बन और न्यूक्लियोफाइल की बॉन्ड फॉर्मेशन होगी. लेसर द स्टीरिक हिंड्रेंस, मोर इजीली कार्बन एंड न्यूक्लियोफाइल बॉन्ड फॉर्मेशन विल बी देयर. सो दैट्स व्हाई SN2 mechanism, it is preferred as methyl the most, then primary, then secondary, then tertiary carbons, right? This is the order for the substitution nucleophilic bimolecular or SN2 mechanism. Second one is strong anionic nucleophiles speed up the reaction. जितना ज्यादा strong nucleophile होगा, the reaction will be more speed up, right? Stronger nucleophile will come and it will kick out the weaker nucleophiles. Clear? Then is we have polar aprotic solvents do not hinder nucleophile. For example, acetone. Then the next factor we have is the stability of anion of leaving groups, and weak bonds of leaving group with carbon helps increase the rate of reaction, right? So these are the factors for the SN2 mechanism. Overall, there is inversion of geometry in most of the cases. Some cases retention of geometry is also there. The order is methyl, primary, secondary and tertiary. This is the important thing, because when we are doing the reaction mechanism of alcohols, primary, secondary alcohol, then this thing is important there, right? So stereochemistry we have discussed that if it is the front side attack, there is retention of geometry. If there is 180 degree backside attack, then there is the inversion of geometry take place. So this is all about your SN2 mechanism. So next we will discuss about is the SN1 mechanism. SN1 mechanism. It is similar. Substitution, nucleophilic, unimolecular. Right? Why it is unimolecular? Because in this SN1 mechanism, the rate of reaction depends only upon the concentration of one molecule, right? So, substitution nucleophilic, unimolecular. This is also called dissociative mechanism, right? SN1 is also called dissociative. It is a two-step mechanism, two-step reaction. What happens? There is the tertiary carbon with a leaving group and an incoming nucleophile. This nucleophile cannot attack directly on this carbon because there is a steric hindrance everywhere. So what will happen? There is an intermediate state at where the sp3 hybridized carbon is converted to sp2 hybridized carbon after leaving this leaving group, plus now this nucleophile can attack on this carbocation very easily, hence the product formed we have in the SN1 mechanism. So it is a two-step mechanism. In the first step there is a formation of carbocation, the second step the product is formed. The first step is always a slow step, right? Second step is a fast step. This slow step is a rate determining step. This step determines the rate of the reaction. What is the rate of reaction? That is determined by this first step, right? So this is our SN1 mechanism. Now carbocation is formed here, right? So this SN1 mechanism happens in the most sterically hindered positions. So that will be tertiary, secondary, primary methyl, right? If we check at the ease of reaction, how easily the reaction will happen, SN1 is favored by the steric hindrance where the nucleophile cannot attack directly on the central carbon. So the ease of reaction is tertiary, secondary, primary and methyl. So we'll write here methyl. So this is the case. Generally SN1 is favored in tertiary and secondary, SN2 is favored in primary and methyl. This is the general trends which we observed in this in our chemistry reactions. It is quite the opposite to SN2 mechanism, right? So the first step is your rate determining step, the second step is a faster step, first step is slow step where the carbocation is formed. Now in chemical kinetics we discuss a part where we discuss that the rotation of the molecules should be appropriate for a reaction to happen. The bonds should be breaking down. Until the bonds are not broken, the product will not be formed. Till the time this carbon and leaving group bond is not broken, this nucleophile cannot do anything, right? The power of this nucleophile is 0 till the time carbon and leaving group bond is not broken down. So it is necessary for this leaving group to leave the carbon with the shared pair of electron forming a carbocation here, only then the nucleophile can enter here. The nucleophile can attack on the centralized carbocation. So this is important aspect, right? Then effects. The preferred solvents are both protic and aprotic. दोनों में हो सकता है protic and aprotic solvents we can use in this kind of reaction. Polar nature of solvents help to stabilize ionic intermediates, whereas the protic nature of the solvent helps to solvate the leaving group, right? That will help in the solvation of the leaving group. Whichever the leaving group will be there, that will help in the solvation. The good example, the groups or nucleophiles here, the two most commonly used solvents which can act as nucleophiles are water and alcohol. Water and alcohol can act as a good nucleophiles. With example will tell you, right? So let us discuss this mechanism. So this is the important thing, the order. इसका ध्यान रखना SN1 के लिए. It is opposite to the SN2 mechanisms. The first step is rate determining step. This is the same thing which we have discussed earlier in the chemical kinetics chapter, where the bond, that is I guess the collision theory. It is under the collision theory that the rotation should be proper and bond should be broken down, right? So this is your SN1 mechanism overall. Now we will discuss the mechanism. What is the mechanism? It is a two-step mechanism, we know. Overall it happens in two steps, but when we discuss its mechanism, it is we have three different steps for this reaction to occur. In the first step, suppose we have a carbon, right? It is a tertiary carbon with 3 methyl groups and 1 Br bond. Obviously this carbon bromine bond, it is polar in nature because of the electron activity difference. So in the first step, bromine is removed from here. The bromine, it will take the shared pair of electron with itself, right? Let me use this different color of marker to represent this. Shared pair of electron will be taken by the bromine, and there is formation of carbon with a positive charge, that is called nothing else carbocation plus bromide, right? This is the first step when we have one carbocation formed. In the second step, right, in the second step, the carbocation is attacked by the nucleophile. So we discussed earlier that the best nucleophile is water. One of the best nucleophiles is water and alcohol. Why it is so? We'll discuss. Now we have a carbocation CH3 with a positive charge plus water. This water, it is having two lone pair of electrons. This carbon is electron deficient, oxygen is electron rich. Ultimately, this oxygen, it will donate its pair of electron to this carbon, right? After the donation of this pair of electron, we have one product formed, one intermediate product formed, that is called the oxonium ion. After donation of the pair of electron, there is a bond formation between the carbon and oxygen. CO, CH3, hydrogen, one lone pair of electron, and another one is the positive charge. Why the positive charge is there? Why? Because the lone pair of electron of this oxygen is ultimately donated to this carbocation, right? So this oxygen is showing this here as a positive charge. This is the second step in which the oxonium ion is formed. Let us write, this thing is called oxonium ion, right? This is the oxonium ion form. And then we have the third step. In the third step, this oxonium ion is again coming in contact with another water molecule, that is again acting as a nucleophile, right? Now what will happen here? Here water acts as a base. This incoming water molecule, it acts as a base. What are bases? Bases are the electron donors. So it will donate the pair of electron, right? And it will deprotonate the oxonium ion to yield the required alcohol along with the hydronium ion. How? Now check the mechanism. When it is happening, this oxygen, it is electron deficient, right? So oxygen क्या करेगा? It will take up the shared pair of electron between oxygen and hydrogen. It has to fulfill its valency. This hydrogen is left as a H positive ion. This H positive will run towards this water molecule because it is an electron donor base. It is a base. So ultimately the product formed will be CH3. Here, this pair of electron is shifted on this oxygen. So it is oxygen with two lone pairs and hydrogen. Alcohol is formed plus H2O. It was a base. Oxygen plus H positive. When this H positive will come, the pair of electron is donated to the another hydrogen and positive. So ultimately this thing again we can write, instead of writing it's this molecular structure, it is just for the understanding, we can write it as the hydronium ion, H3O positive ion, right? So this is the required alcohol formed in this SN1 mechanism, right? This SN1 mechanism, here is the hindered side. This nucleophile cannot enter here, so it is a two-step mechanism. Is three-step, but actual reaction is two-step mechanism. First step, there is formation of carbocation, that is an intermediate state. In the intermediate state, the nucleophile will attack on the carbocation and the product is formed in this case, in this SN1 mechanism. Now the stereochemistry of SN1 mechanism. Stereochemistry is very important and interesting also. In SN1 mechanism, the sp3 hybridized carbon at one state it is converted to sp2 hybridized carbon. When suppose this is a carbon CH3 CH3 CH3, it is the intermediate state form. हम directly यहीं से start करेंगे because after the intermediate state direct product is formed, and in the product form the important thing is the geometry, stereochemical geometry. So if the nucleophile attacks from this side as well, it attacks from this side, this carbon, it is sp2 hybridized carbon, right? If the nucleophile attacks equally from both sides, then there is 50% D form plus 50% L form. Ultimately what we are getting here is racemic mixture with the optical activity 0, right? This is one important thing. There will be 50% D form, 50% L form if there is equal attack from the both sides. Clear? This thing clear? Most of the books are saying this thing. That is right. No problem. Racemic mixture we are getting. If suppose here is C3H7, clear? If one side is a bulky group, another side we have methyl group. Obviously bulky group, more hindered side, the attack from this side will be less, right? And from this side it will be more, क्योंकि what is the nature, what is the law of nature? Everything goes towards the easy paths. Easy path कौन सा है? दो मिथाइल के बीच में अटैक कर दो. Difficult path, which is the difficult part? Attack in between one methyl and one this propyl carbon, right? So it is a difficult thing. So there will be more attack. If it is the case, then there will be, suppose for example we are writing, suppose there is, in this case there is formation of 70% D form and 30% L form. Now it is a racemic mixture because mixture of D and L form are racemic mixture, but it is which kind of racemic mixture? It is optically active racemic mixture. Optically active racemic mixture, because 70% D, 30% L. What is the difference? It is a 40% D racemic mixture, right? That is optically active. This is the important thing. That is the stereochemistry. If there are the equal attacks from both sides, okay, I will write this thing also. If it is like this, then there will be the mixture, racemic mixture form that is optically active due to formation of both kind of D and L form, but their percentage is low or high. If it is CH3, if the attack is equal from both sides, then there will be formed 50% D plus 50% L, and it is racemic mixture. Racemic mixture means optically inactive because 50% D will cancel the 50% L form. Hence this is SN1 and SN2 mechanism. This is the important stereochemical geometry, and in the last we have some differences between the SN1 and SN2 mechanism. 8-10 points हैं, that is important shortcut methods हैं. If you directly learn these, then you will be able to solve the questions. SN1 and SN2 mechanism. SN1 SN2 mechanism. So first of all, this SN1 mechanism, it takes place in tertiary alkyl halides. Tertiary alkyl halides means steric hindrance should be there, whereas SN2 mechanism, it is favored by methyl, or after methyl it will be primary alkyls. Primary alkyl halides we can take, or we are using halide, so we will write here primary alkyl halides, right? This is the first point. Second point, SN2, it is a two-step mechanism. How? First step carbocation is formed, second step product is formed. But in SN2 mechanism, it is a one-step mechanism. One transition state is formed there. Directly bond is broken, another bond is forming, and we are getting the product in one step. The next is First step is slow. First step is slow and rate determining step. Right? The first step is a slow step and it is a rate determining step. Here the rate depends upon alkyl halide as well as the nucleophile. Right? Rate is directly proportional to alkyl halide and the nucleophile. The next step in SN2 mechanism, racemic mixture is found. Here inversion of geometry takes place. Right? The next big difference between these two is in SN1 mechanism, rearrangement may take place. How rearrangement may take place? Rearrangement may take place. Here, no rearrangement. Rearrangement may take place means the hydride shift, hydride or methyl shift may take place. Right? Hydride or methyl shift, after shifting methyl or one hydride anion, the primary carbocation can be converted to tertiary. If it is the case, then it will prefer the SN1 mechanism. Secondary can be converted to tertiary. If that is the case, SN1 mechanism, it will be preferred. Right? It is favorable in the SN1 is favorable in protic solvents, whereas SN2 is favorable in aprotic solvents. Okay, right here also. It is for protic solvents. It is favorable in aprotic solvents. So these are the important differences between the SN1 and SN2 mechanism. So this is all about your SN1 and SN2 mechanism. You identify anything out of these differences, you will be able to know which kind of reaction is favorable. Right? The most important thing is the primary, secondary, tertiary carbocation. Methyl primary, secondary, tertiary, that is for SN2, and tertiary, secondary, primary methyl, that is for SN1. So that is all about our today's topic. Please like, subscribe and share my video and my channel. Thank you very much.